going on, everybody? Drew Hagenbaugh back here with another video, and it is week 16 waiver wire pickups. Now, hopefully you guys made it into your second round of the playoffs. If you did, good work. We're proud of you. Now here, we got some great week 16 waiver wire ads that could definitely help you get to that championship game and help you win your fantasy football championships. So let's dive in and start off with our three quarterbacks. The first quarterback I have, Tyler Huntley from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Tyler Huntley is a must-add if Lamar Jackson does not come back. The reason why I have Tyler Huntley on here is because I still want you to go and pick him up just in case Lamar Jackson does stay out. This is good for Lamar Jackson owners because that way you'll at least have your backup in case your boy cannot start. 4% owned in all leagues. So I would go out there, I would snatch him up. He's had two good performances so far. He posted about 16 points against the Cleveland Browns, and then he posted that in the high 30s against the Green Bay Packers with 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns. So Tyler Huntley's been playing very, very well in the last couple games, averaging close to like the 20s, the mid-20s. So go and pick him up. He plays Cincinnati, so that could be a good, solid matchup for him. The second quarterback I have is Drew Lock versus Las Vegas. Now, the reason why Drew Lock is on here is because Teddy Bridgewater is out with injury, and they don't think he's going to come back for Sunday. So I know a lot of leagues are completely picked clean, but Drew Lock is under 1% owned. So Drew Lock is very much available in your league, guaranteed. Go and pick him up because there's times where he does have great performances and has great games. Now, the reason why I have him on here, like I said, is because of Teddy Bridgewater's injury. Now, the last quarterback I have is Justin Fields. And now, I remember we had him last week. He is a little bit higher owned from 50% last week to 25% this week. He's going to get a weakened Seattle defense, and he's been just having great performances the last couple of weeks. Justin Fields is a good solid add here. He's very good with his legs. He's very good in the air, and he's starting to pick it up a little bit on the offense. So Justin Fields could be a solid add against a very weakened Seattle defense, and he can help this Bears team to a victory and help you to your fantasy football victory. Now let's transition into our running backs. Our first running back is Craig Reynolds versus Atlanta. Now Craig Reynolds is starting to become the head of the backfield in Detroit. Now obviously DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams would have to be out for him to be, you know, the main starter. So keep an eye on those guys' injuries. He is only 7.6% owned in all leagues, so he's very much available in leagues. I like him a lot, especially against a very weakened Atlanta defense. The second running back I have is Ronald Jones versus Carolina. Now, Leonard Fournette did go down with an injury, and it's unknown if he's going to play. It's a hamstring injury, so I pretty much highly doubt he'll be back by Sunday. He's only 23% owned, so Ronald Jones, again, against Carolina, very weakened Carolina run defense. Ronald Jones would be the lead back, and he could get the many carries that you need. So he'll get the production, and I just like him a lot. He's a very good power back. So if you need a running back, Ronald Jones should be available, especially against a weakened Carolina defense. And then the last running back I have is Semaje Perine versus Baltimore. He's only 8% owned. The reason why I have Perine on here is because Joe Mixon did pick up an injury in this past game. So depending on the news on Joe Mixon, Perine could get the full-on start and be the running back 1 in Cincinnati. So if you desperately need a running back, definitely go after Semaje Perine. He should be available. He's only 8% on, like I said, so he would definitely be there for you. Let's transition to some wide receivers. The first wide receiver I have is MVS, Marquez Vales-Scantling. He's going up against Cleveland. Now, Cleveland had a very weakened secondary versus Las Vegas. He's only 15% owned in all leagues, so Marquez Vales-Scantling is very much available. So go and pick him up. Him and Aaron Rodgers have been connecting very well these last few games, and he's producing big and high numbers. MVS versus Cleveland, especially if Cleveland can't get some of these players back from COVID. The second receiver I have, Laquon Treadwell from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I know a lot of people are saying a Jacksonville Jaguar wide receiver. Well, Laquon Treadwell gets a lot of production. He's been averaging almost 8 receptions a game, or 8 targets a game, 8+ targets a game. And he's going against the New York Jets, so I expect him to have high volume targets. And he's only under 1% owned, so he's definitely available in all leagues. And I know it's odd to have a Jacksonville wide receiver, but again, Laquon Treadwell, he's a very good receiver. He's a very solid receiver. The reason why I have him on here is for the fact that he does get a lot of production. He does get a lot of receptions going his way and a lot of targets going his way. So Laquon Treadwell versus New York could be a very good sneaky pickup because of the targets that he gets. Like I said, it's almost 8+ targets a game now in the last 4 games, the last 3 to 4 games. So he could be a very good add here. The last wide receiver I have is Gabriel Davis, and he's only 12% owned in all leagues, so he is available. And the reason why I have him on here is because Emmanuel Sanders went down with injury. When Emmanuel Sanders went down, Gabriel Davis' production went up, and he's been getting a lot more of the ball. And even with Emmanuel Sanders on the field, he's been getting a lot more of the ball, especially a little bit more now than Emmanuel Sanders. With Stephon Diggs having to go against the better end of the corners against New England, you can see Gabriel Davis having a good production day against the Patriots. Now let's move on to our tight end. Our tight end is going to be Gerald Everett. As of late, he's been getting the 2nd most targets on the squad. He is getting a good target share. He's getting a good volume share. A touchdown would definitely help his performance, but I think he can get high volume targets. And the last piece of fantasy news that I got for you guys is our defense. The defense that I chose is the Chargers versus Houston. Now the Chargers are 33% owned, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to find the Chargers defense. But again, you have to take advantage of the weakened teams. And again, the Chargers play Houston, so, you know, you don't have to worry about the Chargers' weak run defense against Houston, as Houston really doesn't have a run game to begin with. And obviously the Chargers have one of the better passing defenses, so it'd be tough to throw in the air against the Chargers. Again, they play the Houston Texans, so it should be a good week for the Chargers defense. They're 33% on, like I said, so it's a little bit tougher to find them. But guys, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope these waiver pickups help you guys win your Week 16 playoff matchups and get you to the championship game. I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next waiver wire video in the next Fantasy Football Podcast. I will see you guys then. Peace.